Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the world of literature. Literature is a work of art that expresses one's feelings, emotions, or even a person's imagination. This started with our early ancestors who used oral tradition to tell their stories, and after how many years, the writing system was established. Literature affects each one of us in different ways. It could be political, economical, social, and others. Some influential works have contributed to the society. Some of these works are taught in school and were still remembered because of the authors who remained an icon, and their works a legacy. There are basically 5 literary forms or genres. That includes novel, short story, play or drama, essay, and poetry. These 5 genres are classified under 2 general types of literature, prose and poetry. Prose refers to literary works in the form of sentences and paragraphs. There are 2 kinds of prose literature. We have fiction and non-fiction. Poetry refers to literary works in the form of lines and stanzas. Now, let us start with fiction. Fiction refers to prose narratives containing setting, characters, plot, conflict, climax, and resolution. It is based on the writer's creative imagination. There are 2 kinds of fiction, short story and novel. Here is my favorite fiction novel. I recommend the novel Twilight to all girls who love romance. Moving on, we have drama. Drama or play is a literary work intended to be presented on stage in the form of dialogues. I have watched the musical play Les Miserables featuring Lea Salonga as Eponine. Next literary genre will be poetry. Poetry is writing in language, chosen and arranged to create a specific emotional effect. There are many kinds of poetry, but the basic ones are narrative poem, lyric poem, and dramatic poem. I encourage everyone to read this literary piece, The Raven, by Edgar Allan Poe. Now here's the main part of the video, the non-fiction. Why? Because our main focus of today is essay. Non-fiction refers to prose literature based on facts, reason, and logic. Our main focus for today is about essay, a short literary composition on a given subject. It is the most common form of non-fiction prose. There are different types of essay. We have familiar, descriptive, biographical, critical, reflective, editorial, and narrative. Familiar essay is the nearest literary approach to a leisurely chat with a friend. Descriptive essay usually deals with some aspect of nature and animal life. Biographical, or also called as character essay, is a kind of essay whose subject is an individual sketch. Next, we have critical. Critical essay, however, its subject is more of a work of art, literature, drama, motion picture, painting, sculpture, and other forms of creative expressions. Reflective essay is concerned with thoughts about the fundamental values and problems of life. Editorial essay is featured in most newspapers and magazines, and it influences public opinion. And last but not the least, we have narrative essay. So this type of essay tells a story and it has characters. Someone has to die in order that the rest of us should value life more. This amazing person is Virginia Woolf. Her real name is Adeline Virginia Stephen. She was born on January 25, 1882, London, England. She died on March 28, 1941, near Rodmell, Sussex. I love this English writer. She is one of the most important modernist and feminist writers.
Let me share to you an essay that is made by Virginia Woolf.
Death of a Moth is an essay made by Woolf. I chose this literary piece because it gives us a message of valuing life. The Death of the Moth compares the insignificant short struggle and life of a moth to the daily struggles of human life.
It's kinda sad because The Death of the Moth was published in 1942. Virginia Woolf battled mental illnesses throughout her life and eventually committed suicide by drowning herself in 1941, a year before this essay was published. So it's kind of ironic because the essay gives us a message of valuing life, giving importance to life, and yet she did what she did. Maybe because she thought committing this act would probably end her suffering.
If you want to read more about Woolf's other essays, then find this book that contains her literary works of narrative and descriptive essays. It's question time!
What is the purpose of this essay? The purpose of this literary piece is to inform the readers of precious life. The determination for the life of paradise can be the death of us. We spend majority of our life striving for paradise, and it causes us our deaths.
To conclude this video, I wanted to ask everyone this one question. Why do we write essays?
Essay writing has important skills, development, and educational functions. It allows us to practice and develop transferable skills that are valuable to us, not only while we're students, but also when we graduate and have to write in a professional role. That is all for today's lesson. I hope you have learned something from it, and I sincerely hope that you engage yourself in reading and writing.